QAnon picking up some new momentum. Its followers are running for school boards and local offices, spreading the gospel of Q, but not calling it QAnon, according to NBC News senior reporter Ben Collins. Ben joins me now. Ben, this next fascinating chapter of QAnon, tell us about this new plan. How are they spreading the Q, if you will, without calling it QAnon?
Yeah, so supporters of QAnon have realized that the branding is toxic, that it's just not going to work if you go into a school board meeting, you say, hey, I'm a QAnon follower and here's what we believe. And by the way, the kids should be taught like this. Instead, they sort of dispense of the QAnon name, keep the ideology, and sort of push those talking points. What we've seen is that they have sort of taken in Mike Flynn's call to get involved in the education of our children, is what he said, and to run for school board and run for local office. That quote is affixed to the top of a major QAnon forum, and that's what they're trying to do. You see this in California, in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Florida, people running for school board under the banner of QAnon. But again, they're not saying they're Q. They're just pushing those. They're just pushing those ideologies.
So these new positions, though, these new jobs that they're going after, give QAnon followers a pretty powerful voice in their community. So what are some of the biggest issues on their non-QAnon but Q agenda?
Right. So the big thing with them is masks. They really hate masks. They've hated masks all along. Okay. But their idea of why masks are bad is pretty ridiculous. They think that it's a boon for child sex trafficking, that somehow it helps children be trafficked. If you talk to actual human trafficking organizations that try to stop human trafficking, they will tell you this is not true. This is not how it works. It has nothing to do with masks. That's not how it goes. But that's their big focus, is anti-mask stuff. But they will also infiltrate. They will talk about all this other stuff. You know, they'll talk about Hollywood elites and pedophiles, and they'll talk about it at school board meetings, where really, you know, while you can have crazy conspiracy theories outside of that space, it's extremely foreign and has nothing to do with school board meetings at all.
Yeah. Yeah, to say the least, Ben, I feel like that's an understatement. So what are you hearing from schools and teachers unions about this? I can't imagine they want to be addressing QAnon when they have so many important issues to handle in their districts right now.
Yeah, the National Education Association put out a thing last month. They put out a post saying, just watch out for this. There are people running for school board who believe in QAnon. You know, it's not inherently disqualifying, but it can be spooky. You know, a lot of these people, if you believe in QAnon, you believe in a version of the world that is not real. You probably do not want kids learning that very unreal version of the world that's filled with child eaters and all this scary stuff that is meant to scare people, but is, you know, it's a horror story. It's not part of reality. So, you know, teachers are warning against this, and people all throughout the country, you know, since I put the story out today, people have reached out to me saying this is happening in my district. It's happening down the street. And, wow, you know, thankfully, a lot of times these people are losing pretty handily. It's just, despite the mask that they're putting on to try to prevent themselves from being outed as QAnon supporters, the talking points are still pretty nutty. So they're not winning very frequently.
They hate COVID masks, but they're putting on a mask, if you will, themselves. Ben, thank you so much for your reporting. There's always a new twist and turn here, and you're always right on top of it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.